Hey everybody, and welcome to Tales from the Clinic. This is a new podcast hosted by Dr. Molly O'Banion and myself, Ashley, just a regular gal. The premise of this podcast is all things pets and veterinary medicine. Dr. Molly is here to do that part. I am here to make sure she's using words us regular people can understand. Each episode we will dive into different aspects of veterinary medicine, interesting cases seen at the clinic, and just general advice on pet ownership in hopes of educating and giving a glimpse into our world. So, let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. Today, we are kind of doing things a little bit differently. We are going to discuss the art of medicine.
Ooh.
You like that?
Art.
So, art of medicine, what do we mean? It's the art. It's, you got to be creative. And we thought it would be kind of fun to go into a little bit of my background and show how the way that I have to think about things with art that I do does translate into medicine as doctors, because it's not cut and dry. For example, I graduated with a degree in studio art. What that means is my school was a lot more fun than Molly's was. Let's see. One semester was painting, drawing, ceramics, metalsmithing.
Are you serious?
Yes. Oh, and jewelry making. My final, you want to talk about finals and how you and Alex shared your stressful finals? One of my finals was I picked a little fortune cookie size thing out of a hat, read the statement, and then I had 20 minutes to paint how I reacted to it. And I did a finger painting, and I got 100.
No!
Now, it is very fun. It's actually one of my favorite paintings now. But it's just a very different approach. But what I had to do is, let's take metalsmithing. So creating a ink press, when you do it, it's called intaglio style, and that's with a metal plate, and you're etching into it, and you use different materials and different chemicals to create different layers in order for the ink to go into those very, very, very tiny crevices. Wipe it clean, lay it on the paper, run it through the press, and you have your image. The chemical process and making a bigger scratch in one direction and smaller scratches in the other makes the ink take up into it differently than if you did it, opposite. Same thing with painting or drawing, layering colors. If you're trying to make a green and you're only working with primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, you have to be aware of there's two yellows. There's not like a pure yellow. There's a redder yellow and there's a greener yellow. And if you're trying to make an orange, you don't want to use the green or yellow. And it's very learning about the color wheel and how things interact. And then secondary colors is when you do start to get a little funky with those guys and going a orange yellow with a, greenish purple, and you're getting your browns and your grays, and knowing how that works. And, certain oranges with a gray undertone will work better for sunsets than orange with a brown undertone, or vice versa, and learning all those different ways, but how they interact, or how you putting down yellow and then washing green over it versus putting down green and washing yellow over it will give you a totally different effect. And me and Molly have been kind of bouncing things off of each other and realize that's how medicine works too.
Yeah, but I'm exhausted now just listening to that.
See, that's what happens to me here every day. It is exhausting, isn't it? Let me tell you, phthalo blue, spell that.
See, but everybody always when they meet you and they find out how long you've been here, which is not the norm in our industry for, working the front desk of a veterinary clinic.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's not. Usually reception staff stays a year and then they move on.
Yeah.
They always are like, well, did you always want to go into this field? And you're like, no, I colored for college. And they're like, what?
Yeah, no, I actually had zero interest in this field.
And then you always do the story about, how we met and then you just came because it was an interim. But it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
It kind of makes sense because medicine is a form of art. And no, it's not painting. And no, it's not coloring. And no, it's not jewelry making. But it is art. If we have to go there, client communication is an art also.
No, that's fair. I do feel like and I also grew up doing theater, and I feel like
Yes.
I have thrived in the
Are you
client.
saying that you're on stage?
I am a great actor.
Oh my gosh, now I want to dress you up in costumes every day.
Oh.
But honestly, like medicine, I guess you could talk about it in shades of colors. Not that I know anything about Pythagorean blue. That's a triangle.
Yep. Yes. Yes. This is Dr. Ashley and regular Molly.
Oh, that was geometry. I tested out of math in college. I never had to take it. I took business stat. Mm-hmm.
I took business stat twice, failed both times, including a mental breakdown in the final.
That was your real final.
That was my real final.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
You didn't get to finger paint out of that one.
No. How dare they?
How dare? What do you mean I can't just color a picture? But okay, let's talk about this. You have a dog that walks in. It's like picking your thing out of your hat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's your final exam. And you're like, oh my gosh, this dog is sick and I have to figure out what's going on and I have an hour to do so.
Oh, and this is my favorite. Symptoms, vomiting and diarrhea.
Oh my gosh.
That means everything.
Anything. Everything and anything. Literally any body system almost I can come up with a disease that causes vomiting and diarrhea.
Yeah.
Almost every single one of them, except eyeballs.
Yeah.
Nope, I can come up with one in eyeballs.
Can you really?
Yes, I can.
That's awesome.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Horners.
Horner?
Vertigo.
Oh, duh. Yeah.
So literally almost every body system. And so you have an hour because that's the average appointment.
Yep.
Right? You have an hour to come up with why, come up with a treatment protocol, all while trying to keep the client engaged,
Patient.
preoccupied,
Also not freaking out.
not freaking out. I was going to say like controlling their emotions.
Yeah.
You want to keep them involved, but you don't want to keep them too involved because you need to be able to do your job. And we always are limited. Like, we can't do everything we ever wanted because I don't own an MRI machine and I don't own an endoscope and I don't own all of these special equipments that, you know, we're taught in school to do gold standard of medicine on every single thing. I don't have that stuff. I'm a normal human. So I have my set pieces of tools that I can use to figure out the problem and how I'm going to fix it. And how I'm going to fix it is never the same.
Yeah.
It's never the same for anybody that walks in the door. And that might be because of the pet. That might be because of the owner. That may be because of me. That may be because of what we have in stock. That, who knows?
Yeah.
Same with art, right?
Yeah.
You never know what mood you're going to be in. You never know what the weather's going to be like. You never know what colors you have in stock, what brushes are clean, what anything, right?
Right.
And you have to kind of fly by the seat of your pants. And every single day is different. And even if you're doing the exact same thing today and tomorrow, the picture is going to look different.
Yeah.
Like you can be painting on the same picture for a week and every aspect of that picture looks slightly different.
Yeah.
Because it changes.
Yeah.
Every single day. My job changes every single day. It is as dynamic as art is.
Yeah. And they actually talk about this in the primary schools and stuff where they're trying to get rid of art and theater and whatnot. Art is actually very interesting. Studies show that students who did some kind of an art class, it teaches them, even if they don't go into art, maybe they go into medicine, maybe they go into the veterinary field, but it teaches students how to have a better ability to think outside of the box and problem solve.
It's fluidity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that spans across. I honestly tell anyone, I was like, I don't care if you want to be a business owner in finance on Wall Street in the future, you take an art class.
Wall Street's dying. Everything's on the computer.
That's good.
The wolf is no longer on Wall Street.
Oh, darn it.
He's just in his gaming chair in his garage. Oh my gosh. But medicine in itself too is ever changing.
Yeah.
Art is ever changing.
Yeah.
And it leaves people in the dust.
Yeah.
It's really sad because you have you have these generations that like we respect our professors, and
Mhm.
we respect everything that they've taught us and we respect everything that they've accomplished in their careers and we look up to them as mentors. But at the same time, when they're telling us how to manage cases, somewhere in our brains, we think that their process is antiquated.
Antiquated means what?
That's cute.
Dang it, you took the reins back.
We think that their process is old school.
Old school. I know that word.
Antiquated, old school, antiques.
Oh, duh. I should know that.
So,
Ugh.
oh god,
My art history teacher would be so mad at me.
And some vets and some doctors and some, it goes across the board. Take that antiquated material and use it and make it their own. Like me, I practice old school medicine sometimes because if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
But some people think that there's better things out there now and we shouldn't be doing that stuff anymore.
Yeah.
I feel like art's the same way.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, your modern day stuff is completely different from everything that was done a couple hundred years ago.
Yeah.
Completely different. Completely separate. And people that are trying to recreate things that were done a couple hundred years ago, they don't get any sort of media attention at all.
No.
Not at all. They're like bugs.
Yeah.
Swept under the rug.
That's
Which is sad.
Yeah.
Like our professors and those people that grew our industry into what it is today should not be swept under the rug.
Yeah. Definitely not.
And like art, I guess in medicine too, art is weird because you don't become famous until you're dead.
Yeah. Or you're one of those people where, did you hear about this guy? A museum wanted to hang a piece of his art. I'm getting off topic. I'm on a soapbox. A museum wanted to have a piece of his art in their museum. So they paid him like $2 or $3 million
Chump change.
and asked him, can you have something ready for this spot in the museum by this date?
He didn't already have something that they wanted?
No.
They wanted a fresh piece.
They wanted a fresh piece. You know what he did?
He said no.
He took the money and ran. And that was the art of it. Of teaching the lesson not to hand someone money without a product or something like that.
That's called theft.
Yeah.
Did they sign a contract with him?
I have no idea.
Did they file on him?
I don't know.
They should.
Yeah, I didn't really look into it that hard. I didn't do it, so.
No.
So far. Well, I disagree with it.
Did they hang an empty frame and say theft?
Maybe. I mean, it could have been a frame. It could have been. I saw one at the Museum of Art in downtown Houston once that was a giant canvas, probably like 10 feet by 5 feet, and it was white, and it had one little red dot. It was worth very high thousands, hundreds of thousands.
I could do that. Why am I struggling? Day to day.
How dare you care about the animals?
I could do that. And see, that doesn't make any sense.
I hate that stuff. That's what some modern art movements are not my thing.
But what makes that special? And when my 2-year-old does it, it's not as special.
Yeah. And he's talented.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now.
Min.
Yeah. Man's good. Anyway, okay, so refocus. I'm sorry, everybody. So the art of medicine. And then you also have to think about, depending on what is going on inside the body, it's not always there's one antibiotic, there's one painkiller, there's one other thing, boom, you're done, go home, it fixes it, no matter the case. Like, there's, like, some antibiotics do different things, which that's a simple thing to know. But then adding, like, the sucralfate tablets to coat the stomach, that's not necessary for every case. And you're learning how you have to figure out the best combinations of the mixing of the paints to work best to create the art form that is the healed pet.
Let's throw in another zinger. This client doesn't like Western medicine. They only want herbs.
Oh, yeah.
Let's throw in another zinger. This dog doesn't take pills. It only needs injectable.
Yep.
Let's throw in another zinger. This dog doesn't like pills or injectable. They only want liquids.
Yeah.
Let's throw in another zinger. the liquids that you're going to pick for this dog, it's allergic.
You have a lot of zingers.
I'm zingy.
Give me another one.
I can keep going. I can keep going. Like I'm saying, it's depth. Like,
Yeah.
it is not black and white. Medicine is absolutely a million shades of gray. And people don't realize that. People think they walk in here and they say, my dog's vomiting, and they're going to be handed a pill and they expect it to get better. But it is so much deeper than that.
Yeah.
It is so much deeper than that.
When we talk about recheck appointments, a lot of people don't take them seriously. And it's not we're trying to get you in to, get more money out of you or anything like that. It's, hey, Fluffy's got an ear infection that's pretty bad. Try this medication. Normally in 2 weeks it knocks it out. You come back or you don't come back, he might still have the ear infection. And if we do more meds, or we have to change it to a different one that will attack it in a different way to clear them out. Or you never come back, and then you call us in 4 months. My dog's in a ton of pain. It's worse than last time. Well, that's what the recheck is for.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that doesn't even fix it, and you have to do, some kind of a surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And, we can't know those answers unless the public and the owners are working with us to create this piece of art.
And that goes along with education.
Yeah.
It goes along with education. And that goes both ways. We can educate and educate and educate, and the owners have to listen, but we also need to do better at educating. I think it goes both ways.
Yeah. Well, and it's also, I love when clients come in, and yeah, not everyone's cut out to do this, and some people can sum it up a little bit better than others, but whenever clients come in with a list of like, oh, my pet was sick over the weekend, and they have like timestamps. Friday night, right after y'all closed, this happened. 2 hours later, this happened. They ate their dinner, then they threw it up, and it's I'm like, man, let me just get a copy of this for my doctor real quick.
No, my favorite is, it's always the husbands.
Oh no.
It's always the husbands. No offense, guys, but y'all always bringing the pet in, and you look at me like you have no idea what's happening in the world. And I go through my entire spiel, and you look at like right through me the entire time, like I'm talking to nobody, like you're a ghost. And then at the end you go, my wife gave me this list. And then you pull it out of your pocket at the end of my spiel, and you hand it to me. And as I'm reading it, you take your phone out and you go, can I call her so you can tell her all of that? Because I don't remember anything.
Yes.
And then I have to start over. Every time. Every time.
It is really funny. Yeah, the wife calls and makes the appointment. The husband comes in, and I'll even at checking him in. Hey, so we're here for this, that, and the other today? I don't know. I'm just the driver.
Yeah. And part of me is like, you couldn't have done that at the beginning. But then part of me is like, maybe I should go in and say, I don't even know. How do you walk into an appointment and say, should I just go ahead and call your wife? But I don't want to be rude. Like,
that sounds so bad.
It sounds so bad. But then, like, would that save me like years? I don't know. So, I swear, I have had 15-minute long conversations with myself to have to do it over again.
Oh my gosh.
And it's never as good the second time.
Mm-mm.
It's never as good the second time.
No. You got to try to remember everything. But once it's out the mouth, your brain starts to, okay, you can erase this now. Well, you still got to do your notes, but that's what everything's written down for. And then to like, oh, repeat that. And you're like, try to suck it back up into your memory.
My goodness. Let's talk about, so we've talked about like the painting, right? Which is the pet or the patient.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the artist, the doctor. Yeah. So how long did it take you to get to a point where you were comfortable in creating something that you felt was marketable?
Oh gosh. I mean, the projects that we did took 2 to 3 weeks usually, and that was after like I started painting for fun in middle school, here and there, and a little bit in high school, and then college. And most of my college, I tried other career options. I changed majors like 5 times, and it turned out art was what I loved. But by the time I was finishing and graduating, I think we did like 5 different paintings throughout a semester. And my final was when I, like, they were good, but I was proud of my final.
So you came out of college ready to start marketing your stuff.
No, no, yeah, because I was in Lubbock when I graduated. Well, I finished here my first year, and then I've been here 9 years now, 10 years now. Oh my God, has it been that long?
We're old.
Wow.
Get on the bandwagon.
Oh God.
Where you been?
Calling you old and ignoring myself.
Yeah, no. No, you're older than me.
Dang it. I thought I stopped.
Nope.
But yeah, no, the one I sold, that mountain range one that I did, and then that other one, those were scary too. Like I was like, oh yeah, I could do something for you. No big deal. And then I started it and I was like, uh-oh.
Pucker.
Yeah. And they loved them. They turned out great. But even still, looking back now that I've done other things, there's still like I know how I would have done that differently. I know how I could have made that better.
So you're still finessing 10 years out of school.
Yeah.
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 And you will be finessing your entire life.
And let's also, wrapping it back around to the doctor being the artist, lives are not on the line for me. So I don't pucker that hard.
Yeah. So let's think about doctors. Same, worse.
Yeah.
I mean, we are I guess we don't have clients that are paying us millions and millions of dollars for stuff. You know, like, to be fair, there are artists that are hired to do sculptures and stuff that are worth way more money than I will ever have in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And that is terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, I could never.
Yeah.
But I'm carrying somebody's lives in my hands. And yes, it's an animal, but like, animals to a lot of people are family members, and that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And I am 8 years out of school, 8.5, 8 point something years out of school, and I'm finessing, and I will never stop learning and finessing.
Yeah.
And students coming out, I mean, I remember it. That was terrifying.
Yeah.
That was scary. And the world is not forgiving.
Yeah.
And, you know, I have Alex, who's graduated, and she's started practicing, and she's doing great. She's doing awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I have every faith that she will be awesome on her own whenever she needs to be. But she still asks questions.
Yeah.
And I expect her to, and I want her to. And I feel for her because I remember being in her shoes. And that's a scary stage.
Yeah. And we still have doctors now who have been in the field, I think, like
Longer
3 or 4
than me.
years.
There's doctors longer than me. I have doctors that are my senior that when I work with them ask me questions about cases.
Yeah. Well, and then you have the ones who are, you know, they don't want to deal with anything anesthesia-wise because
Because they're scared.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anesthesia can be very risky business in some situations. And even something very, very small, like, yes, it's heartbreaking. Things go wrong sometimes. And it does not feel good. And either you have the artists who have to brave their way through that because they want to help that animal. And there's others who have seen the scary situations of doctors losing their licenses or being sued by clients and being reported to the board for something that was either small or bad luck, liver shunts. If you don't know about it and you do something and something goes really bad and it just was something undiagnosed, like, y'all have so much riding on y'all's shoulders.
Which theoretically, if you come across something like that and somebody's mad and sues you, like, you know, we have insurance and that should protect us. But it takes a long time for us to finesse our craft.
Yeah.
We work on it our entire lives. And everybody grows differently. Everybody learns different techniques and tricks and tips, and everybody has different experiences, and everybody ends up practicing differently.
Yeah.
And even here, if you come to do an appointment with me over a sick pet, over a well pet, I don't care what it is. If you come and you talk to me about Floof from last time,
we're back.
Oh, we missed Floof. Floof was cute, man. He got lepto, but he's better now. Okay, so if you come with Floof to an appointment with me, I'm going to tell you what I think. I'm going to tell you what I see. I'm going to tell you what I want you to do. You're then going to come and you're going to talk to Dr. Alex. And yes, she's a new grad. That does not make her incompetent. She's going to tell you her opinion. She's going to tell you what she sees. She's going to tell you what she recommends. And then you're going to come the next time and you're going to see Dr. Boone. And she's going to tell you what she thinks and she recommends and she sees. And then you're going to come and you're going to see Dr. Pratt and she's going to tell you what she sees and she thinks and she recommends. And guess what? You're going to get 4 different opinions. Yeah. And they might be 4 very different opinions. Yeah. And all 4 of those opinions might contradict each other.
Yeah.
That's very possible.
Yeah.
You have to pick what works best for your family and what works best for Floof.
Yeah.
And maybe you say Floof. What do you think?
Maybe Floof hates all the doctors but one. You go with that one.
And this is where people, they test out different vets and you have to find one that works. Or you have to find a clinic that works because, yes, we all have different opinions, but I also feel like the doctors that work here all have a set, we all have a set ideal.
Yeah.
We all are similar, even though we have different fine-tuning.
Yeah.
We're not, vastly different with most of our big thought processes.
Yeah.
But if you don't agree with us, there's another clinic down the road that might fit Floof better.
Yeah.
But you have to choose for yourself. And you also have to realize that just because me and Dr. Alex and Dr. Boone and Dr. Pratt have different opinions, it doesn't mean that anybody's wrong.
Yeah.
Just because you painted that mountain picture a couple years ago and you might paint it differently now.
Yeah.
Is one of them wrong?
No. And you also have you made me think of, in regards of doctors seeing different things, like this. Everyone can see that.
We need cameras.
We do need cameras. I told you.
I don't want cameras.
I don't either. But painting with oil-based paints versus acrylic-based paints. They're not best friends. They're not best friends. One person might enjoy using this antibiotic. One doctor might enjoy using this antibiotic for this kind of a thing, where another doctor will choose something different.
Yes.
It's...
When you said oil-based paints, I immediately thought of schmegma.
Stop it.
I'm sorry. It just popped into my head. And then you were talking about greenish yellows. I can't. This is my life.
Man, your brain is so weird. I can't judge you, though. So that's your brain. I'll let y'all know. I decided to drink a milkshake for lunch last week and then took a nap in my car at lunch. And I had a dream that a cat was a slice of pizza. And it was coming in for its first exam, and it was walking around the lobby like a shape of pizza. And then when the owner was like, all right, come here, Mittens, time to get back in your box, the cat carrier, it was a pizza box. And so the cat crawled into the pizza box and then did the cat little curl up thing. And then it turned into a whole pizza pie. And then I woke up. She's speechless.
Who's worse?
Would you rather dream about pizza cats or talk about or always think about schmegma?
I didn't say always. You started it. Greenish yellow oil-based paints.
Greenish yellow goo.
Schmegma.
Whatever. Pizza cat. Pizza cat.
I don't know. This topic may have been goofy, but I just thought, it's so different and it seems so random that you ended up here, but it's so similar.
Yeah. And
I also hoped that this would draw some light to the fact that medicine is not black and white. And when you walk into a doctor's office, I don't care if it's vet, if it's human, if it's dental, I don't care where you're going. If it's medicine, don't expect it to be black and white. There are so many shades of gray, and everybody practices differently because no artist paints the same.
Yep.
And you have to find what kind of art draws your attention. You have to find what kind of doctor fits your style.
Yep.
And you have to understand that that doctor is molding their craft for their lifetime.
Yeah.
And they're growing and they're learning and they're never going to stop.
Yeah.
And what's working for them now may not have worked for them 5 years ago, and it may not work for them 5 years in the future.
Yeah.
And, you know, if they told you one thing last year, they may recommend something different now. And so you need to be fluid with them because they're growing and you should grow with them.
Yeah.
Just like art. Your mountain painting, if you painted it now, again, maybe that customer would like it even better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of abstract.
It is abstract. Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
Just like the Pythagorean.
Yes.
Oh, I liked geometry.
I liked high school algebra. Freshman year, high school algebra, the teacher was a baseball coach, and he gave us connect the dots all the time.
Boring.
No, I did a good job.
Oh, God. I liked math, but I tested out, in high school, I tested out of all of my college math except for business stat. That's the only one I ever had to take. I never had to take another math class in college or graduate school. I tested out of all of my college English, and I tested out of all of my college history. I never had to take any of those, or language, or arts, any of that. And I like history, too. It's kind of sad. But also, okay.
We got to focus on the animals.
Yeah, I got to focus on what I wanted to focus on.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed math, which is why I like the stock market.
I don't. Stock market. Molly does stock market things and stuff. And then I come over and mess with her every day. And I'm like, oh, can you make the lines kiss? Look at the mountain range. And she just sits there. No.
Let me tell you, if I allowed her to trade on any of my accounts, I would be homeless.
Yeah. Apparently, if you make the lines kiss, that's bad.
Okay, fun fact, and this has nothing to do with anything that we've been talking about for the past 30 minutes, but some of my technicians are also trained because I trade futures during the day. So, like, as I'm doing things, I'll have, like, trades going in the background. Some of my technicians are trained to move my stops. So, like, I'll have my computer in the back corner during surgery, and I'll, like, glance at it, and I'll be like, hey, can you go put me in the money? And they'll, like, move my stop up. It's so funny. So, like, one of the techs moved my stop up this week.
Yeah.
No, last week. What today is today? Wednesday.
I don't know.
Tuesday? Yeah, so
Tuesday.
last week. So last week she moved my stop up, and right when she moved my stop up, I got wicked out. Like a giant wick came and went boof because like it was market open, so it was like heavy flow. So it stopped me, and right when she did that, I stopped me out, and she made me like $50. I was like, thanks. And she was like, I paid for myself.
I paid for myself.
She was so proud. And now like every day she came in after that, she was like, do I get to move the lines today?
That's so cute. Also, if anyone's wondering, that was in one ear and out the other for me. Something about whiplash and boof nuggets.
Boof nuggets.
Well, anyway, so this is a very random day, but we just thought it'd be a fun one to share and, you know, let us, I don't know, kind of blow off some steam, let y'all see us, how we normally interact on a fever dream daily basis.
Abstract
Pythagoreans.
Abstract. Well, and it, you know, draw some light. Medicine's not black and white.
No, it's not.
Shades of gray.
All right, y'all. We hope y'all have a fantastic day, fantastic evening, fantastic morning. Whatever you do, just be fantastic. Be fantastic like us. Get on a soapbox, talk about something, and brush your teeth. Have a good day.
Twice a day. And floss. Make an incision.
Thank you for joining us on Tales from the Clinic. Again, we are your hosts, Dr. Molly and regular Ashley. For more insider scoops into the vet med life and pet ownership, hit that subscribe button for updates on new episodes, and of course, share our channel to spread the word. Check the podcast notes below to see how you can get in contact with us. You can find all of Dr. Molly's affordable pet healthcare clinics on social media as well. Thanks again, and talk soon.